Hey everyone, I just realized I have a 1 gigahertz FastMac G4 CPU in here this week. I got the CPU in a box of spare parts way back when, and I just never bothered looking into it. I've installed it, used it, and the previous owner even set the jumpers to 1.2 gigahertz. Again, it just never crossed my mind. This past week, I just started playing around with the various jumpers, and I got it all the way up to 1.5 gigahertz. So today, I'd like to share with everyone the intrigue of finding a gem in a box of spare parts. You see, similar to today's Apple Silicon Macs and before the days of Intel, you couldn't just upgrade your CPU with any old processor. As in, unlike Intel Macs, you couldn't just look up the chipset and just drop in a different PowerPC chip. Motorola wasn't packaging and selling CPUs like that, and users had to resort to either overclocking, modifying CPU boards, or choose from one of over 15 processor upgrade manufacturers. This one right over here was released for $329 USD on January 9th, 2003, which translates to $557.87 in 2024. Luckily for myself, I bought it alongside with other computer parts for less than $50. This isn't my first computer, but it is among my first forays into Macs. I learned how to modify, upgrade, learned Photoshop, and this computer really cemented macOS Leopard as one of my favorite UI designs of all time. So let's do some tests. Obviously, this is a 1 gigahertz FastMac, so is it actually stable at 1.5 gigahertz? So I'm just going to jump straight into this thing running at 1.5 gigahertz because that is the best configuration possible. I'm also going to show other speeds that are possible on this computer with the same processor upgrade, but obviously we're interested in the fastest possible speed here. The mouse is acting a little weird. Got my handy dandy Tron mouse pad, way better. Take a closer look in just a second. Let's go on YouTube. The golden standard of does this computer seem competent on the internet or not?
Isn't good to run on, so let's get to it. 2.8 gigahertz quad core i7, 16 gigs of RAM. It's got the Radeon R9 M370X.
Not too shabby. So when we're testing this processor at 1.5 gigahertz, we get a score of 833 in Geekbench 2.2.7 32-bit with a 1142 processor integer performance. It's June 11th, macOS Sequoia Beta was just announced and introduced window tiling for macOS. Windows has had it, and some people mentioned third-party apps replicating this. Cinch Pro is one of those third-party apps which I purchased back in 2010 and still have a copy of. This app works in macOS Leopard and mirrors the Windows 7 way of doing it. This don't look right. This don't look right. Command Option Escape. Oh man, what's going on? Let's try again. Oh, okay, never mind. That's way too dark. Until the right square is no longer visible. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on with amnesia here. Seems like the computer's having a bit of... I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm not sure if that was the processor or if that was just the game. Let's try Minecraft 1.8.9 in Java 5 in macOS Leopard on a PowerPC. This is a whole bunch of jank. Gonna walk off camera to take a sip of my energy drink. Today's video is sponsored in no part by Rain Sour Gummy Worm. Yeah, suffice to say this doesn't load Minecraft 1.8.9 anywhere nearly as fast. Okay, well, it doesn't want to run. So Minecraft 1.8.9 for some reason doesn't want to work. I don't know if it has to do with the processor. Let's try running Minecraft PowerPC Edition. I swear I lose so much storage space on my phone just by recording these loading screens and not stopping in between or whatever. But I've also never seen Minecraft take this long to load either. Something's going on here, and I can't put my finger on it. The system seems to be completely stable, but every game I've launched so far doesn't want to run. Everyone. Crap. I don't have the serial number to Halo? What? What game can I run on here? I mean, YouTube is not a video game. I'm not sure if VVV will be a good indicator of performance. Let's see how fast it boots Windows 7. That's not Windows 7. I'm not entirely sure how, but my copy of Windows 7 on here got corrupted, and I'm not gonna copy it from this backup drive over USB 1. So I'm gonna plug this thing on the inside. So while I have this thing open, and probably quite a few more times, these are the jumper settings for 1.5 gigahertz on a 1.0. Quickly disconnect the old drive. Yeah, I'm definitely not keeping that drive in there. I'm unplugging it as soon as I copy it. I know this is a SATA RAID card on PCI, but I swear I've never seen file copy so fast on a FastMac G4. All right, let's try running Windows 7 on a FastMac G4 one more time. All right, I think I found the kink in the system. Wow. Okay, so it doesn't seem like this thing is as stable as I thought it was at 1.5 gigahertz. It seems like it can do basic tasks, and it can even stream YouTube videos. But as soon as I start doing something way too intense, like video games or running Windows 7, it just crashes. So let's try bumping it down a little bit and see what happens. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and switch this over to 1.1 gigahertz. After macOS quit unexpectedly, you don't say. Let's check the processor speed now, 1.1 gigahertz. Let's see if Windows 7 is happy with 1.1 gigahertz. So there were no stability issues at 1.2 gigahertz, but there are stability issues at 1.1. Seems like the previous owner was onto something, so let's change it back. Got it at 1.2 now. I'm gonna be honest, I have absolutely no idea what happened. This has never happened before. I have absolutely no idea what speed this is, but these settings cause boot loops. So I might have misjudged the whole situation. Bad RAM can do a lot of things. My RAM just got cut in half. Now it's doing a check disk operation because it restarted way too many times. Well. As it turns out, I had more than one bad RAM stick. It caused such severe issues. I was safe booting, regular processes were hanging. These 3 sticks don't work anymore, just like that. Obviously, I'm not gonna put a real product key on a computer like this. This is simply a test to see if Windows 7 will even run on here. This is practically the only way you can run Chrome on a PowerPC, if it runs at all. If you're curious on how to get this done, what you do is you set up a brand new virtual PC. You go into the BIOS by holding down FN and spamming the delete key. Go into utilities and hit ACPIOS on. And that's it. Even Paint is extremely laggy. As if this project wasn't weird enough, let's add a PCI Express graphics card into the mix. Good footing here, okay. Alright, got it booted up with the 6600 LE. So, after all the shenanigans, it seems like this computer is happiest at 1.2 gigahertz, even if it seems okay at 1.5. But who knows, maybe I'll do more testing down the road and do a follow-up video. I'm really not sure what happened with the bad RAM though. Nonetheless, it's a really nice upgrade and way nicer than 400 megahertz will ever be on here. And much like we don't judge a book by its cover, we can't judge a box by what's on the top of the pile of computer parts. So go out there and buy a box of random computer parts. And thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch my computer project. this chair is not really, it's not really letting me sit in a good posture. I'm over here like, woo!